right to the point. The United States of America is about to come under the divine chastisement of God.
No one can make an intelligent decision without being properly informed. This is why this world wants to control the media. This is why media hype can take you up, take you down. So you don't know anymore who's really good, because the media can make a wicked man look good and make a good man look evil. That is why.
Good afternoon. Assalamu alaikum. You are watching the Final Call News Hour. I am your host, Herman Muhammad. The Final Call News Hour is the partner of the Final Call newspaper and the Final Call online edition that you can now visit at digital.finalcall.com. The Final Call newspaper is the most widely circulated black-owned and operated publication not only in this country but in the world, and also serves as the communications organ for the Nation of Islam. Again, my name is Herman Muhammad, and this evening, or this afternoon, this beautiful sunny afternoon in the great city of Denver, where we broadcast from, we're going to be coming out of, we got two issues. We got this main issue that we're going to be coming out of, which is volume 33, number 41, which reads, "On the brink of hell, Israeli assault on Palestinians again raises tensions and body count in the Middle East." And also we want to mention the last issue of the Final Call, and that was volume 33, number 40, and it reads, "The State of Black Business in America, Our Strengths, Our Challenges, Our Potential." Both very powerful editions of the greatest newspaper on the planet, the world famous Final Call News Hour. Now I want to start by saying, with regard to this current issue of the Final Call newspaper, dealing with the Israeli-Palestinian conflict on the brink of hell, that we should pay very close attention to the headline and the fact that this is the number one or cover story in this issue of the Final Call. And also keep in mind that the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that when you see something far off, just know that soon it'll be coming to your door. With that in mind, we haven't seen a lot of coverage. Well, we've seen a little bit of coverage on the national news shows with regard to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and it's very biased, saying that Israel has the right to defend itself. But I want you to pick up this latest edition of the Final Call, or again, get it at digital.finalcall.com to get a different perspective, because this is a perspective that you wouldn't ordinarily get on any other news outlet. So I want to start just by reading a story, and there's just a little commentary, and then we'll move on. And we're not going to be long, but we're sure enough going to be strong by the help and mercy of Allah. Okay, and this one appears on page 12, and it reads, "Israel's latest genocidal assault against Palestinians is nothing new." And it's written by our assistant editor at the Final Call newspaper, Brother Ashad Muhammad, and it reads, "The launch of Operation Protective Edge by the Israeli Defense Forces July 8th represents only the latest genocidal aggression targeting the Palestinian people. The common narrative that Israel is responding in self-defense is totally misleading," said Dr. Mustafa Barghouti, a member of the Palestine Liberation Organization's Central Counsel and founder of the Palestinian National Initiative political movement. Israel provoked the actions. Israel is the one who started the airstrikes on Gaza. Israel is the one, when there was no response, made sure to assassinate people so there would be a response. Israel must be restrained, he added. It goes on. Hamas is fighting back by sending rockets to Jerusalem and Tel Aviv, but their weapons are no match for the bloody, paralyzing military capabilities of the Israel Defense Forces. The Bonn International Center for Conversion's 2013 Global Military Index has Israel at the top of its list as the world's most militarized country. The independent nonprofit policy organization uses several variables to determine the relative importance of the military apparatus to the society as a whole. And so, if you troll through social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you'll see all sorts of images of these Palestinian brothers and sisters holding the bodies of their dead children. On the cover of the Final Call, there are some bodies of some, dead Palestinian babies as a result of this thing that's going on with Israel. And, any sovereign nation has the right to defend itself. And I'm going to say that. However, in the case of Israel, they're the most militarized country in the world, whereas Palestinian doesn't even rank on, or the Palestinians, doesn't even rank on that list of militarized nations. You get this image in your mind of a Palestinian boy throwing a rock at a tank, and that's not only proverbially what the case is, but it actually is what the case is with Israel and Palestine. And so we know that Benjamin Netanyahu, who is the Prime Minister of Israel, is a proven warmonger, and this is in no doubt nothing different from what Prime Minister Netanyahu has been going on ever since he's been in leadership in Israel. So just keep that in mind, and again, pick up this issue of the Final Call, and let's keep that story in the forefront of our minds. Remember, Martin Luther King said that an injustice anywhere really is an injustice everywhere. And so when we see this, like I stated earlier, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, know that when you see something far off, that next is going to be at your door. And if Israel is attacking the Palestinians in this way, just know that Israel really is a microcosm and is backed by the greatest military government in the world, which is the United States of America. And America has the same design set on us as a people as well. Black people in America and in general, and the Nation of Islam in particular. And so just keep that in mind. So let's keep these stories, up front. The next story I want to deals with something that happened recently, and it appears in this edition of the Final Call, but it's a story that's almost went away, and it deals with the story of our sister in Los Angeles. Let me get her name correct. All right. Deals with the story of our sister Marlene Pinnock. And this story appears on page 4. And it's a one-on-one with the Final Call with Sister Charlene Muhammad. And it's an interview with Mr. David Diaz, who actually took the pictures of our sister being beaten on the California on a California highway in Los Angeles, outside of Los Angeles. The video was what the video caught. And this is an interview with brother David Diaz. Lifelong Los Angeles resident David Diaz struck a blow against police brutality when he videotaped a California Highway Patrol officer's beating of 51-year-old Marlene Pinnock, a defenseless black woman who is homeless and mentally ill. The video was shot July 1. Mr. Diaz shared with Final Call national correspondent Charlene Mohammed in an exclusive interview July 12th why he shot the video, why he regrets he didn't do more, why he feels more people needed to video police incidents, and what it takes for the abuse to end. Here is the edited interview. But before we get to that, and just some of the things that Mr. Diaz had to say, I just want to give you a piece that appeared on the news with regard to the story and our sister Marlene Pinnock. At the time that this news broadcast was done, they didn't know the sister's name, but we now know her name was Marlene Pinnock of Los Angeles, sister who is mentally ill, a grandmother, 51-year-old mother and grandmother. Check it out.
And the CHP are saying about this video. Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul Majors.
And I'm Pat Harvey. And that video is raising a lot of questions and concern tonight. CBS 2's Rachel Kim is live in West Hollywood, where she just spoke to the man who shot the video. Rachel.
Well, Pat and Paul, David Diaz tells us what he witnessed was simply horrifying. He tells us the video he posted is an example of police brutality. Let's take a look at that video right now. Diaz tells us as he and some friends were getting on the eastbound 10 freeway near La Brea Tuesday evening, he noticed a barefoot woman walking around on the on-ramp and then saw a CHP officer chasing her around a truck. Well, soon after, Diaz pulls out his camera and says the officer throws the woman onto the shoulder, holds her down, and punches her in the face repeatedly. Now, after several hits, Diaz says a plainclothes police officer comes over to help the CHP officer. It's unclear why the woman was on the freeway or what triggered the encounter, but Diaz says the punches were excessive and brutal.
And he just pounds her. And if you look at the video, there's 15 hits to the head, and not just simple jabs. These are blows to the head, blows, like real serious, and that's ridiculous to me.
Was the woman fighting back? Was she hitting the officer?
It's natural to go like this when you're getting punched severely, but if they want to say that going this is resisting arrest or is attacking the officer, then yes, she was doing this. I just find it hard to believe that there is no other remedy for this situation.
The CHP sent us a statement saying they're aware of the video and that they are looking into the incident. They go on to say, as a matter of policy, every time there is a use of force by our officers, there is a review conducted to determine whether the use of force was appropriate. That will be done in this case. However, since there is an ongoing investigation, it would be inappropriate to comment on this specific video segment without reviewing the entire incident. Now, the name of the officer involved, the name of the woman involved, nor her condition haven't been released. Reporting live tonight in West Hollywood, Rachel Kim, CBS 2 News.
CHP officer is caught on camera in a violent incident in LA's big.
Now that's the gist of it, and you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words, and video is worth even more. But suffice it to say, man, this beast beat up on our sister. And let me read a little bit from the Final Call. And we talked about the sister's name being Marlene Pinnock. This piece reads like this. The woman was later identified as Marlene Pinnock, and lawyers for her family were blunt. When you look at it and you see it's a white police officer, a big male police officer, and a black female, you wonder whether there was a subconsciousness that she did not matter because she was a black female, asked attorney John Burris, who represents the family. Here, it should be a no-brainer. He should be in jail, added family attorney Kerry Harper. In a series of private meetings, press conferences, and rallies, activists condemned the July 1 assault on the 51-year-old mother, grandmother, and great-grandmother. who is reportedly mentally ill and homeless along California's number 10 freeway. Ms. Pinnock is very physically bruised and very emotionally traumatized, said Attorney Harper during a July 10th press conference in front of the Los Angeles Sentinel newspaper. She stood with Ms. Pinnock's sister, daughter, son-in-law, civil rights lawyer Burris, Sentinel publisher Danny Bakewell Sr., and community leaders and activists. And so, the article goes on to tell, what's happening in the different demonstrations that are being waged on behalf of our sister. But we have to realize, man, that these people don't care about us. I just got to say that. And this is just more evidence of the fact that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was right and exact when he said what the Muslims want in his program that he laid out for us on the back page of the Final Call newspaper. And let me read that for you so that you know exactly what I'm saying. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad writes, and this is on the back page of every Final Call newspaper, and keep in mind that this first was introduced circa around 1965 or 1963, I believe. I'm not for sure. But anyway, what the Muslims want. Point number 6. We want an immediate end to the police brutality and mob attacks against the so-called Negro throughout the United States. We believe that the federal government should intercede to see that black men and women tried in white courts receive justice in accordance with the laws of the land, or allow us to build a new nation for ourselves dedicated to justice, freedom, and liberty. Again, we want an immediate end to the police brutality and mob attacks against the so-called Negro throughout the United States. Man, couldn't be more time. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, always right on time. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, right with him. All praise is due to Allah. So we must respect and protect our black women. And let me read something that our student minister Tony Muhammad said in this article in the paper, because he's based in Los Angeles. Once again, and this is Brother Student Minister Tony Muhammad, once again, in the face of it being recorded, we are seeing the effects of white supremacy and the devaluing of black life, says Student Minister Tony Muhammad, the Nation of Islam's Western Region representative. In a moment, people will be told what they see on video is an illusion, he predicted. But if media wants to dredge up Ms. Pinnock's past life to downplay the egregious attack, the focus should be on what caused her to be homeless and mentally ill, said Mr. Muhammad, who is based in Los Angeles. Minister Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam, in a powerful series of messages titled Justifiable Homicide, Black Youth in Peril, observed how law enforcement agencies rule justifiable homicide in police brutality cases, and the court system rules against victims and families who dare to seek justice. No matter what was done by white people to set the black man at naught was inexcusable, because anything that was done to us to maintain white supremacy was in fact an unwritten law, he said. The killing of every black human being during the 300 years of chattel slavery, and even now 150 years up from slavery, at the hands of white people is generally considered excusable. And this is just another example. They beat our sister and we haven't heard anything about it. This incident happened nearly 3 weeks ago. But you don't hear about it on the national news. You're only going to get this coverage in the Final Call newspaper. Let me give you another shot at that. You're only going to get this in the Final Call news paper. You're only going to get this coverage on the Final Call news hour, because this is the type of stuff that we know that our people need to hear. These are the types of stories, so that our people are informed, so that they can make a more informed decision. Otherwise, we're going to be caught up in this madness. Now, to end this, we want to end on a positive note. All praise is due to Allah. We want to end on a positive note, and I just want to congratulate our brothers, Jay-Z, Jay Electronica, Dr. Wesley Muhammad, the mighty FOI, brother Philip Muhammad out of New York City, Lions Out of a Cage, the Allah team, all of the brothers in the nation, the God Squad of New York Mosque number 7, for this powerful display that the brothers put on at the Brooklyn Bodega, or the 11th, I believe the 11th annual Hip Hop Festival in Brooklyn. The FOI showed out. I gotta say it. The FOI showed out. They did a drill exhibition. Our brother Jay Electronica put it down. Him and Jay-Z putting on their song "We Made It," and it was just a powerful demonstration of Islam, a powerful demonstration of unity that reminded me of when I first came into the Nation of Islam, and we had the likes of Public Enemy, we had the likes of Brand Nubian, the likes of the Poor Righteous Teachers, X-Clan, Big Daddy Kane. Everybody was on this God teaching. And so I'm thankful to Allah for the demonstration that these brothers put down, and everybody in the Nation of Islam, everybody in the conscious community who wants to see our people free, know how important this display was. Like I said, these brothers, let me show you this picture again. These brothers demonstrated. Ain't nothing like the mighty FOI brothers and sisters. Nothing like it. And that's just how they went on stage in their FOI uniforms, and brother Jay Electronica turned it out. And the beautiful thing about brother Jay Elect is that he don't even have a CD yet. He got a bunch of songs on YouTube, and you should check him out if you can. Go on and listen to what he's saying, because the lessons are coming all up out of the brother's music. But it was just a beautiful demonstration. So I want to just give you a piece of it, and then we'll be out. This is brother Jay Elect and Jay-Z.
Brooklyn, make some motherfucking noise! Written in our nature, we call an individual into existence. Brooklyn, put your diamonds back in the sky. Put your diamonds back in the sky. Put your diamonds back in the sky. Is Brooklyn in the house? Brooklyn! I can't any music in my ear.
Yeah, so that's a piece with my man Jay Electronica and Jay-Z. So y'all go on to, I know the whole thing is on dailymotion.com is where I caught the whole thing. So if you didn't see that Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival, go on dailymotion.com and Google that Brooklyn Bodega Hip Hop Festival, and it'll pop up. You can check out and enjoy the whole thing. Like I said, the Mighty Mighty FOI did a drill exhibition. Jay Electronica and Jay-Z did their song "We Made It," and it was just powerful, man. And we should see an influx of young brothers and sisters who are interested in Islam and in the nation and in the gods and in everything that has to do with consciousness and waking up very soon. And the enemy hates to see that, so I'm really happy that it happened. All praise is due to Allah. Before we get out of here, I just want to remind you all that Muhammad's Economic Blueprint is still jumping off. So if you can, go to Muhammad's Economic Blueprint, or let me make it right, www.economicblueprint.org, and donate what the program calls for. If you're not up on it, is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan asks each and every one of us to give 5 cents per day. 5 cents per day, which is 35 cents a week, $1.40 a month, about $18.20 per year. And if 16 million of us did that, we would accrue $291 million within a year's time, after which we would purchase farmland and whatever else our people need as a start for our own independence. So again, support Muhammad's Economic Blueprint. And if you cannot, or if you don't have access to the computer, which will be weird because you wouldn't be watching this program, but if you need to mail your money, if you're shy about putting your money, or you're apprehensive about putting your money in a PayPal account, then go and make your checks payable to Muhammad's Economic Blueprint, and mail your donation. The care of Seaway Bank and Trust. Attention Cheryl and Russell, P.O. Box 19522, Chicago, Illinois 60619. So that's it, everybody. This is your man Herman Muhammad. I hope you enjoyed the program. I hope you got something valuable out of it. Until next time, I want to say peace, assalamu alaikum, and remember, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. Let me promote myself. Go to, where do I want you to go? Like Supreme Style Barber.
It's not a game, not even a war. Beyond rain, beyond storm, beyond Katrina. You ain't never seen a natural disaster with a meaner demeanor. Beyond.
Slipping. Go to astar2.com and check out my website. Until then, we out. Love you. Peace.
When it lies anger, you'll never witness nothing stranger. This here change, permanently rearrange back to where you came from. Oh, you don't get it. Oh, you the fittest. It don't matter. Anybody can get it. Everybody gon' feel it. From hell to the ceiling, whole states wiped out, killing by the million. What happened to the buildings and all these children? Don't get